Hello, my name is Mrs. Overish, and this is Math Mania for 1st and 2nd graders. I am so glad you're here today. Let's learn something new in math. Today we're going to be talking about expanded form. All you need today is a pencil, a piece of paper, and maybe some markers and crayons if you have them. You don't need them, but it'll add a little spice to your work. Let's go over our I can statement today. Our I can statement says, I can use base 10 models to write a number in expanded form. Let's break this apart to make it a little bit easier to understand. That first word that really is throwing me off is the word models. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I hear the word models, I think of people in magazines and people wearing fancy clothes. But we're not talking about people in fancy clothes in math. So, what do I mean when I say base 10 models? Well, a model is something that represents or something that looks like something else. Maybe an example. So when I'm using base 10 models, well, we know that this is a base 10 hundredths flat. We know this is a base 10 tens rod. But these are models. These aren't the real thing, right? And so I'm using little paper models. You're going to be drawing them at home. So we're using different ways to represent base 10 today. So we're going to use that word models to describe it. You also see that we're going to write a number in expanded form, and all that is showing the value for each digit in a number. Let's talk about how we're going to do that. First, we're going to use some different math tools today. First math tool is our place value mat. We're going to be organizing our hundreds, tens, and ones into this place value mat. Then we also have our graphic organizer. And our graphic organizer today is a place value robot. Hopefully the robot talk either goes or gets better. We'll see. So our place value robot, was that better? Helps us organize all of our new thinking and our new numbers in math. Sometimes we think about graphic organizers in reading like Venn diagrams or T-charts, but we use them in math to do the exact same thing, just to organize our thinking. All right, let's try our first number. Our first number is 147. So remember last week how we talked about when we see a new number, it's kind of like seeing a new word. Say it slow and we can hear the values and we can hear each part of it. So we have 147. So I first hear 100. So I know on my place value mat, I'm going to put 100 in the hundreds column. So I have 100. Remember our hundreds flat equals 100 ones or 10 tens rods. I come back to my number and I say it slowly again, 147. So I see there's a 4 in my tens place. 4 tens equals 40. So I can put 4 tens rods in my tens place. Boop. And boop. And then the last one, 147. Well, 7 is just telling me that there's 7 in the ones place. So I'm going to put 7 little ones cubes up on the board to represent my 7 ones. Now, before we go on to our expanded form, let's talk about what's going to come next on our graphic organizer. So first we have our number in number form. That's kind of like normal form. When I tell you to write the number 147, this is most likely what you're going to write. But there are a lot of other ways we can write numbers too. One of those ways is base 10 form. We practiced this last week with drawing our squares for our hundreds flats, our lines for our tens rods, and our little cubes for our ones. So I went ahead and I did the number 147 in base 10 form on my graphic organizer. Now the last spot is expanded form. So let's write 147 in expanded form. Right. I have 100 in my hundreds place, so I can write 100 plus my 4 tens. 4 tens we know is 10, 20, 30, 40, plus my 7 ones. When I add my expanded form all together, I get my number in number form. Right? So 147. This way I can see all the values of the different numbers in this 3-digit number. Now I have expanded form of 147 on my place value robot. Now you're going to make your own graphic organizer at home. And this is where you need your piece of paper. At the top of your piece of paper, you're going to draw a small rectangle. Try to make it in the middle of our paper. This is going to be the head of our robot. Next, you are going to fold up the bottom of your paper just so it reaches to the bottom of the head of your place value robot. And this crease is going to draw this line right here in the middle of our robot. And then we have our paper, and we're going to fold it just in half long ways. This is going to make this line right here. This is just helping to keep our work really nice and even and neat. And that way, when we open it back up, we can draw our place value robot's body, and then we can draw our lines. When you are finished, your work should look something like this. I have 3 spots, one for the number form, one for base 10 form, and one for expanded form. And then I decorated it. I added some arms, some legs, a funny little robot head. Now let's go ahead and add a number to your place value robot. The number is 356. Again, say it slow, 356. Make sure you add this number to your number form box on your place value robot. I'm going to put it on my place value mat. So I hear 300, so I know I'm going to need to use 3 hundreds flats, 355 tens, so 5 or 50 in my tens column, and 356, so I know I'm going to need 6 little ones cubes. You're going to want to draw your base 10 form using 3 hundreds flats, 5 tens rods, and 6 ones cubes. Now let's write it in expanded form. In expanded form, I'm going to start with my hundreds column. I have 3 hundreds. 3 hundreds is 300. So I'm going to write 300 plus my 5 tens, which is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, plus my 6 ones. Now I can see the value of each digit in my 3-digit number. And I know it's going to equal my number form. Go ahead and add 356 in expanded form to your place value robot. All right, let's try another one together. We have the number 468. Go ahead and add that to your number form box on your place value robot. 468. When I hear 400, I know that I'm going to put 4 hundreds flats, which means that you're going to draw 4 squares in the base 10 form box for our number 468. Then I hear 460. 60 I know is 6 groups of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 68. 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My ones are all over the place, aren't they? So now on your base 10 form, you're going to have 4 hundreds flats drawn, 6 tens rods, and 8 cute little ones cubes. I don't know why, they're my favorite to draw, because they're adorable and small. Now let's write our number in expanded form. Well, I look at the number, and I see that I have 4 hundreds flats. So if I have 4 hundreds, I know that that number is 400. Plus my tens column, I have 6 tens. When I read the number, I heard 460, so I know that 6 tens is that number 60. Plus my 8 ones. Now I have the values of each part of my number, and I know it's going to equal my number in number form or normal form. So now you're going to add 400 plus 60 plus 8 to your expanded form box on your place value robot. Now, I have a challenge for you today. I'm going to give you a number in expanded form, and I want to see if you can put this on your place value robot and also fill in the number form and the base 10 form. So by looking at your expanded form, are you able to put the number back into number form? Are you able to then draw those base 10 models? I definitely think you can. Here's the number in expanded form, and I want you to write it down and see if you can fill out the rest of your place value robot by knowing the expanded form. Our expanded form is 800 plus 70 plus 2. Can you fill out these other spots? All right, boys and girls, that concludes our lesson for today. And now you can say that you can write numbers in expanded form, and you can read and write numbers in different ways. Our place value robot is very, very excited for you. Thank you so much for coming. This is Miss Overish and Math Mania, and I'll see you next time.